The A-Class DJ. It's Supta and your favorite A-lister, Tshepi.
All right. Let's get into it. The startup, Teboho Nthoana, has been on the line. Teboho, good evening.
Good morning, good evening. It's December, it doesn't matter.
It's December, Nthoana. It's December. How you doing, buddy?
No, I'm good at you, Supta. I'm good. How are you guys?
No, we're good this side, man. Of course, today we're doing part 2 of social media. And last week, we spoke about branding. We spoke about using social media to push your business and also how to use it in order for you to grow your business and grow your profits. But let's talk about the tools and the strategies that are on social media that entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs can utilize.
Okay. Let me take this opportunity to say good morning to all the listeners. We continue with the discussion of social media. But like you've mentioned, Supta, this week we decided to go or delve more deep into what tools can obviously the wide listeners take advantage of. So I've got a few that I've noted that I've personally used as well, and that I would definitely recommend for social media. For small businesses to take advantage of, especially pertaining to their social media. There's a platform called Content Call. Content Call is a social media planning tool for individuals. Because right now, one thing we must really understand, or everyone must understand, that content is king. What you share on that social media platform is what would speak to your customers, like we mentioned last week. So a content call is a tool that can help individuals or businesses, better manage their social media plan, and coming up with ideas from all the way from planning ideas to pin boards to brainstorming, and they could even share comments as a team, and up until obviously the point of approval to actually sharing that. So it's definitely something that I would really recommend, because obviously it's important that they plan their content. HubSpot is more like a CRM software that brings marketing and sales, and customer service tools together under one roof. It's got 20 popular features like your lead generations, your analytics on automation, because right now, once obviously, let's say those customers have made contact with you, you need to have a tool that will be able to manage them so that you don't leave any customers out, And one of the things that I've realized, especially with small businesses, is that time management is very key. So hence there's a tool called Buffer. Buffer, it helps people build social media following and grow their brand. In terms of scheduling and publishing their social media content. So it means if ever, let's say your business, you've got different platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and IG perhaps, Buffer, you're able to consolidate them into one, So then from the whatever that you share, it's shared across all 3 platforms, So you don't need to now go here, then go here,
Yeah.
So it really helps. It also, adds things like your Pinterest and LinkedIn. So it's really that, and it's definitely a free tool that definitely one can use. Then another thing, another tool that I've realized that it's actually underplayed, people don't take advantage of, is a tool called Canva, So Canva is more like a design platform, from beginner to, heavy graphics, So it's obviously people that can use Canva for them to actually create, whether it's profile pics, whether it's photo collage, whether it's social media mockups or anything of that kind. And it's a free platform that they could use. Any graphic requirement these days, it's no longer really a must that you, as a small business, starting with no budget, using a graphic designer that would pay you whatever. You can definitely use Canva and be creative, with some of their tools in terms of that. And then I think lastly, from a website point of view, because obviously once you've attracted these, customers from social media, you need to have a platform the way that you can send them. That's why it's advisable for any business to have a website, So I'd recommend it's either WordPress or Wix. Wix is just that, their trial is very short, whereas with WordPress, it's more, free. And it's something that you can actually learn to actually use. And it's just a question of checking to say, between the two, which one works for you, depending whether you want to have a payment gateway or anything of that kind. I think these tools is definitely one of the tools that I think I've realized that small business could really take advantage of.
And these are tools that you've used in your businesses, right?
These are tools that I've personally used in my business as well, yeah. So that's why I've been, for me, business people, obviously, you're in business to make money, not to lose money. That's why I've also opted for tools that are more or less free, but that, from the back end point of view, in the front end point of view, they're very effective. You'd never even know that it's free. And these are tools that anybody could actually use and even learn from without having to have a professional. Because in a small business, you might have a shortage of employees to help manage some of these things. So it's something that you could definitely fit into your schedule.
Yeah. Talking about that, it's one thing to have all these things to our disposal, including social media as well. However, there must be some sort of strategy that needs to be used to enable these things to be successful, right? For us to engage or for us to care and click onto the profile of your business, for us to follow up more on whatever it is that you're selling us, be it you're selling a service or you're selling us a product. Are there any strategies that you have used per se, or, campaigns that you have decided to go for once in a while that felt like they worked for your business?
Yeah, Tshepi, there's two tools that have definitely worked for me from a strategy point of view. There's a tool called Google Analytics. Because right now, what I've realized is that it's all well and good having all these platforms, but you might not know whether they work or not, So now you look at things like Google Analytics. Google Analytics, it's something that you install onto the back end of your site, and it tells you, how many hits do you have on your platform. And where's that hit or where those people are coming from and how long they stayed onto your social media or let alone onto your website, So, and the beauty about that from a strategic point of view, it also tells you what you could do to take advantage of these analytics, and what has been proven to have worked with other sites internationally or globally. You're able to look at those analytical reports to say now, instead of your page, let's say, having being static, make it have animation. People love looking at pictures or love looking at videos. So then on its own, it already tells you what to do, you understand, from a strategy point of view. And another tool is a tool called search engine optimization. So search engine optimization is using of keywords, So right now that whether your customers in a particular area or in a particular city, they use certain keywords when searching for something, Or you could look at to say, what would people search for, how more or less when they're looking for something that is similar to yours. It gives you those relevant keywords. And these are the keywords that you would use onto your website and onto your social media. And obviously, these are the with that your search engine would be able to pick up. So these are the things that with search engine is what gets you on the Google ranking. You find that you're able to come up the page to actually be on page one. Because half of the time when you're looking at something, you go to page 1 or page 2. You hardly go to page 5 or page 7. That's obviously what makes you people come up. It's all those Google Analytics and using those keywords that people are popularly using. So for me, those two platforms is what I've used from a strategic point of view to say after my content planning, those are the things that guide what words to use, when to use and how to use them, and mainly analyze my data. So that is most important. I've realized as well in the past.
Now, Teboho, let's talk about some of the challenges that, I as a young entrepreneur, an aspiring entrepreneur, can encounter online. Some of the, challenges that you've experienced and you've overcome. And obviously, those are some of the, maybe let's call them mistakes in this case that you've made that we can learn from.
Okay. Sometimes it's one of the key things. Let me talk about my current challenge that we currently experiencing. Somebody hacking into your website, So right now, even if you try to go to my website, you'd see, there's a warning message that somebody has hacked into our site, So now to try and get to that site back, that's why it's important to have proper security tools, that you're able to install onto the back end of your site so that people are able to hack into your site or hack into your social media site, That is the one thing. Obviously, through that hacking, there's what obviously we call identity theft. People will present themselves as if they are your business, or that advertise, that use tools that you're not using to attract customers you're not attracting, to actually market to them, and they sell them broker services or broker products, then these people will pay and expect them to deliver, and they do not deliver, and only to find out they've paid it. Tomorrow people come after you looking for a particular service or product that you've not even sold them, and with people that you've never really met, So it's really those things that I've realized that for me, they're the key things that has affected me. And the third one, I think for me, it's the issue of marketing to everyone. Because half of the time I've realized that we want to market to everyone and not run targeted ads because we do not know or understand our target market. So it's something that I've realized has been a challenge for most small businesses, and to a certain extent has been a challenge for me as well.
Thank you so much. I think this was very helpful, and also it makes it such a thing for us to understand that just because it's December really doesn't mean that we have to neglect this part of our business when it comes to the social media part. So we really appreciate all the time your nuggets of knowledge. Teboho, how do we get hold of you?
I'm on all social media platforms. It's at Teboho Nthoana. The website, obviously, we're still trying to recover it back, so I won't give that one.
All right.
Because it got hacked, hey.
It got hacked, yeah.
No, we're hoping to get it back. Okay.
Kuzawulunga, tata. Thank you so much, Teboho. Till next week. Of course, that is Teboho Nthoana, our resident business advisor, talking all things social media, and that was part 2.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's a party. And it's a shindig. Only on Y.